Hello students, welcome to the Pole Science of Class 11 Arts, and today we will start discussing about another new chapter, that is chapter number 3, Equality, from part B of the political science book, that is Political Theory and Introduction. So in the previous class we studied about all the important points related to chapter number 2, that is freedom. So in today's class we will discuss about the important points related to the chapter equality. So let us proceed then. So equality refers that all human beings are equal in all aspects because they are equal by birth as a human being, and everybody should be equally educated, wealthy, and equal status should be there in the society. That means what? When we say about the term equality, one thing that comes in our mind is that we are all born as a human being in this society and we all should be treated equally, be it politically, be it economically, or be it in any other sphere. So if we are born as an human beings, that means that we are equal by birth as a human being, and our birth should not be discriminated in the name of religion, caste, or any other factor, and everybody should be equally educated, wealthy, and have equal status in the society. And according to this, if we are born as a human being, that means that we should be equally educated also, all should be equally wealthy also in terms of economy, and all should have equal status in the society. But to analyze this, we know that in a country like India, where we are born as a human being, but then also we are not equally educated here, we are not earning wealth in the same pace as all are earning, and thirdly, we all don't have the equal status in the society. But equality refers that all should have equal education, equal wealth, and equal status, which is not there in the society. But this is a negative aspect of equality because every person cannot be equal in all the spheres, as human beings are created even not equal by God. That means one negative side of equality is that it is referred as all men or all people, if they are born as a human, that means that they should have equal opportunity of education, of wealth, and of status also. But as we know that God has even not made every people equal. So in that sense also we can say that every people cannot be given equal status because of the fact that every human being, be it you or me, cannot be equal in all the spheres of life. The human beings differ from each other in intelligence, height, and physique also. So why it cannot be equally distributed? Because of the fact that a human being can be differentiated in three things. Firstly, in terms of intelligence also you can say that some people may be more intelligent than the other. Some people's height can be different from the others also, and physique can also be varied from person to person. So positive aspects of equality refers to give adequate opportunities to develop one's own potentialities and to abolish special privileges to be given to some sections of society. So when we talk about positive aspects of equality, so positive aspects of equality always refers that and always wants that everyone should have equal opportunity in terms of wealth, in terms of education, in terms of status also. And the positive aspect of equality also confirms that apart from giving all people equal education, equal wealth, and equal opportunity status, it also affirms that discrimination should not be done to any people born as a human in this society, and that discrimination should not be done irrespective of their caste or their language. So equality can be classified as natural equality, social equality, civil equality, economic equality, and political equality. So when we try to classify it, when we try to say the name the types of equality, it can be classified into various types. Starting from natural, can be related to the place that equality can be given or citizenship can be given to you based on the natural equality, because you are born there only on that particular soil. Then coming to social equality, then civil equality is also there, then economic and political equality is also there. So it can be classified into 5 various types. Article 14 of the Indian Constitution of India guarantees equality to all the citizens before law and equal protection within India. That means what? Article 14 of the Indian Constitution actually guarantees equality. Whatever the positive aspects of equality tells us that every human being born should be equally educated, equally have the proportion of distribution of wealth, and should have equal status. So all these things are being given by the Constitution of India, and it guarantees, the Article 14 of Indian Constitution guarantees that equality to all the citizens should be given before law, and along with equality, apart from equality, equal protection should also be given, and that is assured by the Article 14 of the Indian Constitution. Remember this. This is one of the important points related to the chapter equality, where it guarantees equality also, and along with that equal protection also. So freedom and equality are closely interrelated with each other and work as a basis of democratic setup. So when we talk about the democratic process, or when we tell that a country is following democratic process in that particular country, it can be said that in that particular country where democratic process is being followed, there you can say that freedom and equality are also interrelated, because of the fact that without freedom and without equality being given to the citizens of that country, we cannot say that that country is the follower of democracy. So where democracy is there, you can be assured that freedom and equality should work interrelatedly very nicely with each other, because this freedom and equality can be termed as two sides of the coin. So equality refers to be eligible to enjoy various opportunities provided by the state. So when we talk about, apart from freedom, when we say the term equality, it means that whatever the welfare schemes, whatever the other various schemes are released for the people of that particular country, so when these various opportunities and welfare schemes are released by the state, that should be enjoyed by all the people living in that particular country, and that too irrespective of caste or religion. That should not come as a hindrance, as an obstacle for that, or for the enjoyment of equality. It should be given to each and every people living in that state. Some inequalities existing in our country are disparity of income, gender inequality in society. One printing mistake is there, please rectify it. It will be gender inequality in society. Then existing slums, and number 4, inequality among educational institutions. So we have learned positive aspects, so many positive aspects of the term equality, but there are 3 or 4 negative aspects also which needs to be rectified as soon as possible. So some negative impacts of equality are, number 1, disparity of income. That means the income distribution is not evenly distributed. That means some are earning very high, some are earning very low. The rich are becoming richer and the poor are becoming poorer. So there remains the distribution of income that needs to be rectified very soon. Because if this is not being solved, then you can say that our country will remain developing. It will not be developed as far as this disparity of income would not be solved as early as possible. Then comes gender inequality in society. There is always gender inequality in society regarding to male and female. Starting from the time of birth, when a male or female is born in a society, till his or her death, this gender inequality is always there. Then comes existing slums. So slums is related to the type of residence where the people are living in a very miserable conditions. So these slums needs to be removed from that, and the housing schemes, the welfare schemes which are related to the house, providing of houses through the government should be implemented as soon as possible, because the slums should be removed. Because if these slums are not removed, the lifestyle of the people will remain the same. So for that reason also the existing slums needs to be removed as soon as possible to maintain the equality in our country. And last but not the least, inequality among educational institutions. So this is a big factor where if a person wants to, if he or she is an intelligent and he or she belongs to a poor family, so if he wishes to read in a renowned institution also, that is not possible, either due to the financial condition or due to his own lifestyle. So there remains so much inequality among those, because you cannot, if you are poor, you cannot read in a renowned institutions. Sometimes you can through the scholarship, but that is also not enough to read in that particular educational institution. So inequality is there when we talk about taking admissions and reading in educational institutions. So all these 4 points are very serious issues related to the society, where we have seen that inequalities still exist in case of income also, in case of gender inequality also, in case of slums also, and last but not the least in terms of educational institutions also. So all these disparities needs to be solved at the quickest, so that our country can become equality in the real sense. So with this I will wind up today's topic related to the discussions on important topics of the chapter equality. Please make a note down of all these important points related to the chapter equality. Thank you.